it began with a storm. In 2009, Typhoon Ondoy devastated the nation, destroying countless lives and causing vast damage to infrastructure. This was just the latest in the line of recent catastrophes. While the Philippines has never been a stranger to disaster, it was time to improve how we dealt with it. So when the national government called for aid, the private sector answered. In 2010, the leaders of the largest corporations and non-governmental organizations joined forces to form the Philippine Disaster Recovery Foundation, or PDRF. PDRF brings together its members who are able to set aside commercial interests to collaborate on delivering aid and building resilience during crises. In 2015, a few years and disasters later, PDRF was officially renamed as the Philippine Disaster Resilience Foundation to highlight all pillars of disaster risk reduction and management: preparedness, mitigation, response, and rehabilitation and recovery. PDRF's training program, Prep Lab, was created as part of its commitment to invest more in capacity building, promoting resilience building through business continuity management, disaster risk reduction, and climate change adaptation for the PDRF network. PDRF also established the 8-cluster system, composed of member companies geared towards proper coordination and collaboration during disasters. The cluster system is interoperable with the Philippine government and international humanitarian organizations to improve efficiency and effectiveness of humanitarian response to crises. Notably, PDRF is also a member of the United Nations Humanitarian Country Team, a strategic and operational decision-making and oversight body for humanitarian action. Through private sector engagement and innovative DRRM strategies, programs, and technologies, PDRF envisions a disaster-resilient Philippines with empowered communities and businesses. A whole decade since it was founded, we celebrate PDRF's many achievements as we look forward to greater things ahead. PDRF is all about collaboration, and over the years, it has forged partnerships with many key government agencies, institutions, and international organizations. Its expertise and experience in private sector engagement during disasters have paved the way for PDRF to become integral to the global network of humanitarian and development organizations. In 2016, during the World Humanitarian Summit, PDRF helped launch the Connecting Business Initiative, or CBI, with PDRF as its model network. CBI and PDRF have been working closely in supporting and strengthening the private sector response efforts before, during, and after emergency. In the same year, the MSME Resilience Core Group was established with PDRF as one of its founding members. This public-private partnership has key actors from government institutions and business associations working together for MSME development and disaster resilience. In 2017, PDRF and the Office of Civil Defense co-developed the Public Service Continuity Planning Program to train government entities in drafting and implementing service continuity plans to ensure continuous delivery of critical operations during disruptions. The program, further supported by New Zealand Aid and the USAID Bureau for Humanitarian Assistance, conducts training activities which now adopt an online mode with the help of the PSCP Guidebook published in 2020 and PDRF's digital learning platform, iAdapt. In April 2018, anticipating the worst-case scenario in the National Capital Region, a magnitude 7.2 earthquake, or the big one, PDRF launched its Emergency Operations Center, the first private sector-led national emergency operations center in the world. Located in Clark, Pampanga, it serves as the private sector's main coordination hub for monitoring typhoons, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, pandemics, armed conflicts, and relief efforts during disruptions. Beyond disaster response efforts, the Operations Center also conducts preparedness activities for member companies and partner institutions. Its central feature, the Disaster Information Management System, employs PDRF's very own HANDA, or Hazard and Disaster Analysis for Business Resilience, which enables member companies to assess and reduce risk prior to potential disruptions. 2020 was a game changer for PDRF, with both the Philippines and the globe being plunged into a plethora of crises unlike any that had been seen before. As usual, when the going got tough, PDRF and its network quickly stepped up. While the COVID-19 pandemic wrought havoc on all of society, PDRF rallied the resources, logistics, and coordination capabilities of the private sector to continue strengthening the resilience of communities all over the country. From distributing food packs and personal protective equipment to delivering digital solutions for education and business, from testing and tracing COVID-19 cases to supporting the government in vaccinating the country, the PDRF network's response to the pandemic helps the hardest hit by the crisis to bounce forward to the new normal. Each project responded to a specific need identified during the early stages of the pandemic, and PDRF's close work with the government and private sector continues to address all aspects of the fight against COVID-19. 10 years strong, and PDRF shows no signs of slowing down. From piloting innovations to working to become one of the first ISO-certified nonprofits in the world, PDRF continues to help a forever-changing world. The organization is more committed to developing the disaster management capabilities of its member companies, partner communities, and institutions by providing sustainable, impactful, and innovative programs anchored on the whole of society approach. PDRF believes that it is only when we work together that we can weather all the world's storms. This is the Philippine Disaster Resilience Foundation, building a stronger and more resilient Philippines.